What's up, everybody? Zach here with the NerdCave. Hope that you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday. It is going to be a fantastic day. You want to know why? Because we're live and we get to thrive. I just made that up. Not really. I have no idea who made that up. But guys, hope you are doing well. New week, which means a new schedule. Tonight, we're playing some games over on the channel. Going to be probably testing out some Princess Peach Showtime, which I'm really excited for. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, is our first ever Nerd Cave News on a Wednesday. Been talking about this for a few weeks now. Derek's schedule isn't allowing for us to do it on Thursday anymore, so we are going to be doing it on Wednesday nights for the foreseeable future. 7 p.m. Central Time, same time as it's been, just a different day. So I'm excited for that. Finally getting Derek back on the show. Feels like a month at this point without Derek. I think it has been a month because you pitch hit for like 2 weeks. I think Derek was on 1 week. We didn't do it 1 week, and then I did it by myself last week. So excited for that. Last night we did Bo Knows Gamers show over there, so go check out that episode. Thought it was really cool. He shared a very heartfelt testimony about the Wii and God using the Wii, so I think it was really good. We had some good conversations about April Fool's pranks that video game companies have pulled, or IGN has pulled. And we talked about some games that we've been playing and then mid-console refreshes. So a lot of good discussion over there, so go check that one out. And if you haven't already, we dropped the first episode of Eat, Sleep, Anime. It is officially on the channel for everybody to watch. I'm excited to see what everyone thinks. I know I saw some comments already from some regulars dropping in. So thank y'all for already checking it out. I'm thankful that the show is finally out and about. I've been really excited for the show, liking that people love the intro and everything. So go check that out. We're going to be parsing it out into shorts and clips because some of the discussions are quite long. It's like a 2-hour show, so there's a lot to dive into. So we're going to be parsing it out over the next few months as we get ready for the next episode, which we'll be filming and doing live over on Patreon, just like we did this one. We'll kind of put more of a concrete date and, do more talking about, when we're going to do it and everything, because the drive is to get more people over to Patreon, supporting the channel. It helps us out, even if it's $5. Like, I know $5 might not seem a lot to some people. It's sometimes all people have. I totally understand that. And that's why we're doing it on YouTube as well. That way it's like, okay, if you can't support, it helps us out a ton. I know it might not seem like a lot, but everybody that is going over there and supporting, it helps us out a ton. So doing that over there is a really cool thing. I thought it was cool having all the patrons coming and watching it, where it was like the people that have been ride or die and supporting us financially, which is really, really cool. But now everybody gets to see it, and it's a little bit different of a version than what we did live, because we've got more of a background. The one that was live is a little bit different. So more of a background. Just a lot of cool things on there, and things are a little bit tighter in some areas than it was live, because it was live. So excited for everybody to go see that. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Definitely worth watching. And commenting your thoughts. That's one of the things that I'm already enjoying, seeing people comment on things. We did an overrated, underrated thing. Nate, I always saw Nate, like, how can you say Trigun's overrated and you haven't even watched it? We can. That might be not the way people think we should do it, but I'm saying it's overrated. Outlaw Star is way better. 100%. People fly on this road, guys. Like they act like it's the Indy 500 on the way to work every morning. But y'all go check that out. Amy put out an awesome video yesterday, her March reads, so y'all go check that out. Go support her channel, Amy Irby Books. She dives into some really interesting ones. She read some really cool books in this month, so go support her. Go show her some love over on her channel. Well worth the time investment for sure, especially if you're enjoying books. Amy's putting a ton of time into her channel, and we've got a little bit different of a setup. We're using the Osmo 3 to film this week, so we're kind of honing it in. It was a lot easier for her to edit and everything, because we've been filming when it's like higher production value and everything. We've been filming on the Pocket, the Blackmagic Pocket, which is a booger to film anything with, because there's no autofocus. There's no autofocus on that camera at all. And filming by yourself is extremely difficult. I do it at work all the time, and it's like the other week, I literally filmed ads 3 or 4 times because I was struggling to get the autofocus, or the focus. There's no autofocus again. And it's like, okay, filmed it once, the focus was behind me, whatever. It's just difficult. It's annoying, but the image that does come out of the camera is really nice. But I think the Osmo turned out really, really good. And, you know, it just made it a lot easier to film. So y'all go check that out, and support Amy over on her channel. Speaking of books, I finished a book over the last week. I finished Deadly Education. It's the book that I've been discussing on our trips back to work and everything. If this is the first time you're hearing this, it is about a magic school where these kids get dumped into it from freshman year all the way to senior year. They do not leave. Term is 365 days, and then seniors graduate. Freshman gets inducted into the Scholar Ranch, that's the school, and then the term is the next day. So it's a year-round school in this. There are no teachers. The school is magical, and it gives you all the information that you need, gives you books, instructs you, and the school is very weird. It's got this like eccentric kind of qualities, so it is very, very different. Stuck in traffic, that's the one thing I hate about this road, is like every morning there's traffic, and you know, more than likely some sort of wreck up front getting onto the interstate, which is annoying. Not as annoying for the person that got in the wreck though. But anyway, back to the book. So you're going along, your main character is Galadriel, or Elle for short. She is prophesied to be the end of all the world. She's supposed to become this dark sorceress and all of that, and she doesn't want anything to do with it. The school constantly gives her spells that are super powerful, and everything that like can take out whole civilizations. So it's very, very interesting to see what is going on. I think we are right on the wreck or something right here, or it's a car that broke down. I think, nope, somebody got rear-ended. Jeez. Ooh, oof, oof. And that's why you pay attention while you drive, even while I'm filming this. So she's supposed to be this dark sorceress and everything. She starts getting saved by this other kid named Orion Lake, and he's the son of a high-ranking official in the strongest enclave, which is a safe place for wizards, or a safer place for wizards to gather. in New York City. His mom is supposed to be the next leader of the New York City enclave, and so that it's like he thinks that she's going to be an evil sorceress, Maleficaria. No, that's the. Is that the? I don't know. There's Mals, and then there's people that use bad energy. There's man and all that. It's a little confusing in some of the language where it's very close. But I finished the book. It's really good. I don't want to hype it up too much because I think that's one of the things I went into that was okay, this sounds like an interesting enough book, but I'm not a lot of people online hype this book so hard, and then you expect more because that's what Amy kind of fell into, is she was expecting something on the level of Harry Potter, with the world building and all of this kind of stuff. And there's a good bit of lore that is in the book, but I think that's one of the things, people just hyped it up so hard and didn't really explain it. There's a lot of comedic things in this book. There's a lot of comedy, a lot of things, a lot of heart-wrenching moments, a lot of drama. It balances everything really well. And I think that's important because a lot of books don't balance things well, where it'll be super heavy all the time. Super, just bang, 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 bang. But it does a good job where it's there might be these heavy moments, but there'll be something funny that happens to kind of ease the tension. It's real life in that way. And again, all of these kids are high schoolers. So they're, experiencing life in a very weird way. And the only place that is quasi-safe for them is in this school. So it's you've got to go to the school to better your chances of surviving, because outside of the school you have a 20% chance of living. That's the whole reason why the school was developed, was to save the kids of all of the wizards in the world and everything. But there's only a limited amount of space within the Scholar Mats, so only so many people can go to the Scholar Mats. So it's very interesting and all of that. But finished it. I gave it 4 stars. Thought it was a pretty good book. I started the second one. It picks up right up after the first one, which I like. I like a book that just continues on. Aragon is just like that. There's no space in between each book, I feel like. I take that back. From, I think, book 3 to 4, there might be a space in between there. But 1 and 2, definitely not. 3 and 4 is pretty much, or 2 and 3 is that way. Anyway, I'm getting in the weeds here. I'm enjoying the second one in this series called The Last Graduate. I'm already 25%. I started it. We went to the beach Sunday for Amy's birthday, and it was a ton of fun. I was just sitting there, my audiobook in, just getting some sun. Got a little sunburn on my arm. It's already kind of fading, thankfully. But getting a little tan, which I like. Looking good with the tan. So enjoying it so far. Me and Amy are working our way through Assassin's Quest, which is the 3rd book in the Farseer trilogy. I got her this awesome hardback edition that has illustrations in it for her birthday. I randomly found it at Books A Million and was able to get that for her. Never had seen these. I've only seen the paperback versions that don't have the illustration, but we've been reading the Kindle versions of the books that had illustrations. So at least the first 3 are, you can get in these hardback versions, which the goal is to get books 1 and 2 of the series in hardback now. That way we're good to go on those, because this trilogy has been so good, everybody. Anytime I get the chance to talk about this series, I definitely take a minute to talk about it. If you enjoy political drama If you enjoy like the machinations of a royal court, this is definitely there. If you enjoyed Game of Thrones, you're going to like this book. It doesn't have all the spice that is in Game of Thrones, because there's definitely a lot. I know HBO definitely did more than what is in the books, but it's definitely way spicier. I feel like the stakes are kind of on the same level overall. There's, at the moment, well, there's not like zombies, so there's no zombies in this like Game of Thrones is with the White Walkers and everything. But George R.R. Martin like looks up to Robin Hobb. She crushes, and the series is complete, which is a nice thing about it. It is a very large series, but the series is complete, which is really cool. And Paolini, which is one of my favorite authors, looks up to Robin Hobb, and you can see a lot of influence reading through her books. They're a lot more dense in like the core politics than his is, but I can definitely see some of like her influence on his work and everything, which is really cool. So really enjoying Assassin's Quest. There's a lot of things that I wish I could talk about, but I don't want to ruin it for anyone that is reading those books right now. I know Dan is reading them right now. We've got a Fable group, which is like a book club, an online book club for the Appendix, which y'all should go check out the Appendix, which is Amy and I's book podcast. We're going to be putting out the next episode in April, which is going to be talking about the Inheritance Cycle or the Aragon books. And then I think the next episode we might be talking about Farseer Trilogy, which is Assassin's Apprentice, Royal Assassin, Assassin's Quest. And then we're going to go, I know we're definitely going to talk about the Darker Shades of Magic series, which we finished recently as well. So a lot of cool books we've been looking into. I jumped back into Sea of Stars last week. I haven't been able to really play. This whole weekend was Amy and I hanging out, celebrating her birthday. It went really, really great. Had a great time. We went book shopping and just enjoyed time together. Had a lot of fun. We got to try some new places in town for food. We found this awesome place that has gluten-free cake and dairy-free cake, which is very rare, and it didn't suck. I think that's the biggest thing. It didn't suck, because so many times it's like gluten-free things usually they're dry, they don't taste great, and they taste kind of grainy. But this was really moist, no grain, and then the icing, which, the rest of the cake we don't really have dairy and all of that, but the icing is usually the giveaway with any kind of dairy-free stuff. Guys, this cake was delicious. And what's cool is this place is a chain restaurant. It's not, or a chain bakery, so it's not like a local thing. It's called Small Cakes. Highly suggested, well worth it. And then I got Amy to try Hurricane Pizza, which I love Hurricane Pizza because they will do a dairy-free pizza, which is essentially just the crust, marinara, and then we put pepperoni on it. So good, guys. So good. It's like a 9-inch pizza, but I always leave wanting more, which I guess is a good thing. It's like I'm not over-gorging myself on that. But, yeah, that was really good. Had some coffee. So it was a really, really great weekend, and really enjoyed it. Got to celebrate Amy and her 33rd birthday. Go over to her channel, Amy Irby Books. Give her a subscribe if you haven't already, and wish her a happy birthday on her latest video. You should do that. Show her some love. She's working hard over there on her channel. But yeah, guys, we are this week, new schedule. I think it's going to be it's going to be a change. You know, it's just one of those things, like something that I am still working on, even though that I'm 34 now, is like there are different seasons in our lives, and there's different priorities, you know. Like I've had a Thursday stream forever. Like I don't even remember when I haven't had a Thursday stream, but moving it to Wednesdays, like I gotta have Derek on, guys. You know, like Derek's been awesome and putting things together. Yugi's been great pitch hitting and everything. And I like when, you know, we have guests on and everything, but I miss doing the show with Derek. But something that I'm learning right now is it's like what to prioritize, because like I'm doing a lot more editing on the side, a lot more jobs on the side just to, you know, make everything happen. I think everybody understands the economy is crap, and it's like you gotta do what you gotta do type deal, which is, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So it's like figuring out like schedules, and just like I work, you know, all day, I come home, and it's like figuring out that, like, all right, when should I be, you know, doing editing on the side? When should I be hanging out with Amy? It's like figuring out that schedule and everything, and then the Nerd Cave on top of it. So it's just like figuring all of that out, and that's the biggest thing right now, is as I take on more extra work, is figuring that out. And I think, you know, if you are a grown adult, which I feel like most of the people that watch our channel are like my age or a little bit older, you know, like they're more than likely a millennial. There might be some younger people, but it's like figuring out how to get everything done but not be overwhelmed. And I think that's the hard thing with life, is you are constantly having to adapt and change, and if you don't adapt or change, it gets really, really stressful, and it gets really overwhelming. So it's like figuring that out. You know, it's like, yeah, we had to move it from Thursday to Wednesday. It is what it is, because I definitely want to do the show more with Derek than I do by myself, just because that's one of my highlights of the week, is getting to hang out with Derek, because that's the only time we get to hang out is on the show. So doing that, and then Tuesdays, I'm still trying to figure out the flow for that, because I want to make more like meaningful content. I'm also trying to figure out like some automations for the channel, to be able to pull articles and everything. So I'm just trying to like figure out some things to maximize time, so I can put out more but not have to work necessarily harder. There might be a little bit more work on the front end, but then in the overall it's going to work out. So that's kind of where I'm at on all of that. I'm also like I enjoy making videos, but I feel like I don't talk enough about production stuff. But it's like the Nerd Cave is not for that. I don't feel like people really care about that part of it, but that's something that I'm nerdy about. I don't know. It's like just figuring all of that out. You know, and it's not like I'm definitely not making another channel. I've already got enough work as it is, with all that I manage and do and all of that. To create another channel would be crazy. Though I have thought about it, not gonna lie. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. We've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine over the weekend. We kind of just vegged later in the day on Sunday. We were drained from the beach. We were so drained from the beach. So it was just like, all right, we're just chilling, watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I've really enjoyed that show. It is really, really well written. It's funny. They pair off the characters really well, and that I know a lot of people have said this for a long time, that it's a really great show, but I never gave it a chance because it was like still airing, and I don't even remember where it was at on streaming services. So really been enjoying that. We hit the New Girl crossover, which is like a scene, which we saw that in New Girl, which we love. New Girl is amazing. But it was fun. It was like, oh yeah, this is that episode where Jess is in New York with Schmidt and his mom and all that kind of stuff. So really good stuff. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Pretty easy week overall last week. This week is going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be a fantastic week because we're going to make more awesome content. We're going to keep doing cool things with the Nerd Cave, and that is what it is, guys. So that being said, I am at work, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the stream 7:30 p.m. Central Time. See y'all then. Bye.